Hello friends and teacher, my name is Sean from 9G. Now I want to present my book review. My book name is The School Story, and the author of the book is Andrew Clements. The total pages of the book is 191, and the year published for the book is 2001. Now let's get started to the summary. Natalia Nelson is a 6th grader who loves to write. She has written most of her story that she shows to her best friend and fellow 6th grader named Zoe. Natalie got the idea to write a story from her mother, Hannah. Her mother works for a publishing company. Natalie's mom taught her how the company is looking for school stories. So Natalie figured she could write something like that. After Zoe finished the first 2 chapters, she tells Natalie that it's good, and she wants to read more. Natalie gives Zoe the rest of the finished chapter to read that afternoon after school. Natalie's love for reading and writing comes from her childhood. Her parents read to her every night, and they help foster her love for literature. Natalie used the old office chair and computer that belongs to her father, who is deceased, as her writing nation. Doing so helped her feel closer to him. Natalie Nelson is a 6th grader who loves to write. She has written most of a story that she shows to her best friend and fellow 6th grader named Zoe. Natalie got the idea to write a story from her mother named Hannah, who works for a publishing company. Natalie's mom told her how the company is looking for school stories, so Natalie figured out she could write something like that. After Zoe finished the first 2 chapters, she tells Natalie that it's good, and she wants to read more. Natalie gives Zoe the rest of the finished chapter to read that afternoon after school. Natalie's love for reading and writing comes from her childhood. Her parents read to her every night, and they help foster her love for literature. Natalie used the old office chair and computer that belongs to her father. Her father is deceased as her writing station. Doing so helped her feel closer to him. When Natalie is writing the book, Zoe suggests Natalie to get her book published because Natalie's mom works as an editor. Natalie feels her mom would be biased about her own daughter's work. Zoe tells Natalie there's still a way to get the book published without Natalie's mom finding out about her identity. Zoe tells Natalie about Ted Giselle, which is the real name of Dr. Seuss. Zoe suggests Natalie make up a pseudonym too, so Natalie can get her mom to look at the book without her mom knowing. Natalie feels this would be lying, but Zoe argues that authors use pen's name all the time. Natalie agrees on decided on Cassandra's Day as her pen name. Zoe says she read the rest of the book and she loved it. Natalie begins the long process of editing. Natalie is originally overwhelmed by how much revising and editing she must do, but she ends up enjoying the process because she gets to know her mom better through their written communication. Once the book is done, Natalie receives 2 advance copies of her books. She gives one to Mrs. Clayton and one for her best friends named Zoe. But Natalie still worries about how popular the book will be. At the end, they both liked the book, and her mom helped publishing the book that Natalie had written. Finally, Natalie felt very relieved at her job doing. The end. Natalie. The characteristic of Natalie based on the story and the book and by me is she is a very hardworking person because she doesn't give up on her story that she is making, even though she must pass all the problems. The problem is like she didn't trust on herself to publish the book if it's already done. The other character is Zoe. So the characteristic of Zoe in this book and in my opinion is she is a loving, care and kind friend to Natalie. Natalie is a best friend of Zoe, but not just best friend, but more than best friend. Zoe always helps Natalie whenever Natalie is facing a problem, so she is basically like a guard to Natalie. The lastly is Natalie's mom. Natalie's mom is so supportive for her daughter, even though Natalie thinks that if she show her book to her mom, Natalie's mom will say that the book is not great or good. But turns out her mom is so supportive for her daughter. The connection of life. So in this story, I learned a few things from this story. I learned that we must work hard on the things that we dream for and the things that we want to accomplish. Other thing that I learned is we must support each other, either friends or parents, because if we don't support each other, there will be a bully. And if there's a bully, the world is going to be a bad place for human to live, because there is no peace and for humanity if there is no supportive system. The last thing that I learned is that we need to have the attitude of never give up on a thing that we want to accomplish, because if you still try, you will get good results. Now to recommendation. Why I recommend this book? So I recommend this book for students to read because this book contains many lessons that we can learn and do it in real life. Example is, this book can teach us how to work together and how to put trust on people. So in my opinion, this book is suited to all grades. This book is also fun to read because there is some moment that can make you want to read more from the book. There is a intense moment, happy moment, sad moment, angry moment, and so much more moments that are great to read. So I fully recommend this book to read. That's all for today. Thank you for listening to my book review project.
Posted in front of the trial.